In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another riveting episode of another pointless automotive podcast. Frank, how's it going this evening?
Fantastic. Fantastic. Boy, I'm already like the first word that comes out of my mouth that I just absolutely curb stomp it into oblivion. I'm doing good. How
Great.
about you, sir?
Well, AI will not be taking our jobs the way we stumble over basic introductions.
No, it's like you ever if you ever pay attention to baseball, right? There's always this whole thing about people being like, "Oh, yeah, like we can't get rid of you can't get rid of umpires, right? And have like a robot like strike zone calling balls and strikes because, the error is human, and that's part of the game is imperfection.
It definitely
Sometimes they get
is.
it wrong, and that's just part of the deal. And having a robot call balls and strikes would take that element out of the game. Um, that was me. That was me calling a ball that was like a foot and a half off the plate,
You know,
a strike right down the center.
we'll,
That
we'll
was what
call it
that
a
was.
win. We'll call it a win for humanity. Let's celebrate that.
Yes, we suck at what we do for humanity.
So a little something interesting. Hey, new year, possibly new us.
Kind of.
Our topic tonight is we're gonna read fucking random automotive news stories. So a little pop culture, which is totally
Ooh.
any trivia. Pop culture is definitely my weakest suit, my friend.
Mm.
100%. I'm very happy to admit that actually. I know nothing about pop culture intentionally,
Good.
and it works.
Speaking of betterment of humanity, yeah, good job.
Yeah, right. So we're going to read some news stories floating around in the ether, the automotive ether, and then we're going to put in our fucking dollar store like take on them. And
Dog shit quality takes. Yeah.
absolutely fucking garbage, dude. And
Yeah.
that's how we're going to do it. I think we're going to ping pong it back and forth and just have a fun little chat about what's going on in the automotive world, my friend.
Ooh, boy. Yeah. And like and we're gonna pull off of various sources. We came up with this thought mere moments ago.
It's so
And so
fresh.
we're gonna try something a little bit different. We're just gonna figure stuff out. I went to the world's worst source possible, good old Reddit. Simply just to go and like see what people are chattering about, what articles people are finding. What is the internet of the car world talking about? Which is an awful, dangerous, and self-loathing way to approach this. But I think that's the path I'm going to take. You're going to take a far more like reasonable and organized path. That's probably, I mean, undoubtedly less toxic.
It kind of tracks. It kind of tracks for how we roll, huh?
Yeah, 100%. So, just hopping in here, one of the very first things that pops up, pricing of the 2025 Corvette ZR1,
Ooh,
which big power. I know
huge.
it's over 1,000. Do you know off the top of your head what that is?
Don't know. I know that's, and I think, is that man? I'm kind of mixing it up with the 1,000 horsepower Challenger from
Hmm.
yesteryear. One of them needed E85 to attain that number. I can't remember
Oh, I know that was the Demon. I think that was part of the Demon.
the Demon, like
The
the special variant of the Demon,
Dude,
correct?
they're all special variants.
No,
The
there's that
End Game,
thousand.
Last Call, Red Eye, Wide Body, Demon, 170,
No, there's the Pink Eye
Deep Throat.
690 360 no scope edition, and that thing had like 1,000 plus horsepower.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think that was only on E85.
I'd be curious if
Um,
the ZR1's not the same way. I mean, that's a big horsepower number.
yeah, because I want to say it's like 1,021 or something like that.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Um,
It's a big
what do
number.
you think this 1,000 plus horsepower thing? Where do you think it starts? What do you think the starting price of the Corvette ZR1
Boy, it's
unsafe to drive at every speed
the
because it tries to
Z06
kill
was
you?
not cheap. So I'm assuming this is a fair margin. It's got to be
I'm gonna
like
say and this is MSRP, so no
MSRP.
ADM bullshit.
Yeah, ADM is going to take it to probably 200. Let's say 175.
174
Get the
995.
fuck.
You were off by a
No
five
way.
piece, my friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm Mr. Corvette. So I got. I
but
mean, I got a fucking ZR1 in my background.
there you
So
go. You've got the
boom.
ZR1 lineage going,
Yeah,
and I'm sure, yeah,
significantly
and I'm sure
cheaper.
if you go like the whatever 3 LT or a 3 LZ or whatever they call package with a bunch of carbon and and Cup twos and all the
Oh,
things, you probably get north of 200.
you get there.
Um,
Apparently, everything I've heard about that car is it's an absolute fucking wild animal, which is makes sense. A Corvette with 1,000 horsepower, but I bet it's
sure.
shit, dude. Something
I
that.
imagine, I imagine with that level of power,
Mhm.
and it's not like some stuff where like, oh yeah, it makes like a Ferrari 812 where you're like, oh, it makes whatever 800 horsepower, 700 and something horsepower, but it's got like a 9,000 RPM red line and it's a screamer. This
Sure.
is this is going to have torque to match that, so it's going to be practically undrivable.
And well,
Uh,
also,
Other than the nannies, even I'm sure if even if you turn everything off, it's going to keep you from committing immediate suicide.
and we're talking horsepower matching like that of the early Veyron, but that early Veyron all-wheel drive quad turbo setup, that thing was heavy. This is a heavy
Yeah,
car.
big
I
girl.
don't think this car is even close to that curb weight. So, I
No,
mean,
I guess we'll see, but
fuck,
yeah,
it's gonna rip, dude.
yeah. And so I just imagine the moment this thing rolls out, there's going to be some like fly by night aftermarket tuner that's going to like add like an additional handful of pounds of boost or whatever, and then just remove every possible nanny, and it will just be, it rains and you just die. You just can't.
Definitely
It's
gonna be like a Hennessy version with like 3,000 horsepower.
yeah,
But dude, yeah, you're not gonna wrap around a telephone pole. You're gonna like your atoms are gonna fuse to the telephone pole atoms at the speeds this thing's gonna rip out. It's
right.
gonna be.
Especially if your name is Adam, then it's just who knows.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah. What other things are in the note?
So this might shock you. It shouldn't. It's an article. I'm sourcing it. I guess we're revealing our sources here to
Oh
be
boy,
good, proper etiquette reporters.
that's right. Yeah.
From Autoblog, there's an
Okay.
article about Fiat, and it
Oh,
says no, Fiat is not doing well, which comes to me as no surprise. I don't know about you, but I remember the Abarths got a lot of positive attention when they came out. I remember
yeah.
that being a big deal. That was a well-received little car. It was fun, spicy. You had wonderful commercials. I think the actor was under house arrest. Was that true? Charlie Sheen was under house
Oh
arrest
God damn
on
it!
those
I forgot
commercials.
he did those.
Yeah, dude, with the girl
Ugh.
with the scorpion tattoo. Anyway,
Yeah.
pretty successful launch to that car. I like the 124 Abarths as well, even though it's not as good as the Miata, but I think they look cool. I think the big headlights
They
are
do look good.
they're very
I
cool, man.
I love the 500 Abarth. I think that thing is,
It's so cool, dude.
they're so playful for no money.
Hmm.
Um, it's having an extra gear, it instead of a 5 speed, a 6 speed away from being kind of a perfect little shit kicker.
The problem when it came out though was like, so my buddy got one, and
Mhm.
at the time I had a Fiesta ST, and just in every metric, like comparable metric competition, the Fiesta ST just ate its lunch, dude. It was
For sure.
like,
But that 500 on a back road is so giggly and unhinged and
yeah.
burbly and tossable, that super short wheelbase.
But the dude,
Um,
I'm telling, yeah, it is still. It didn't feel as tightened down as the Fiesta from the factory. The Fiesta was way more tail happy. It was I could get that rear end out pretty easy. The exhaust way better on the Abarth, right? No muffler.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
infamous or famously known for. But
Mhm.
they are cute. Pretty cool looking car. Definitely a more quirky car than the Fiesta ST, but
Sure.
I think that was the downfall. But man, Fiat overwhelmed. I mean, the secondary headline in this article is despite 154% sales increase in the U.S. last year, which I find fucking shocking. They're still way off where they need to be. Um,
Well, I think that's part of the. I don't know about last year, but I know during COVID, Stellantis had a lot of sales between Ram and Dodge,
yeah,
and Fiat and even Alpha, because they're the only ones that actually had shit that you could buy. Like they actually had inventory. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not
dude,
surprised that they're floundering,
wait
but
to these numbers though. So okay, this is crazy.
ooh,
So U.S. sales
can I
in
guess?
2023.
Can I
Guess how
guess?
many Fiats across the entire brand were sold here in the United States of America?
I mean, all they had. Well,
Mm,
did they kill off the 500 for a minute? Like, I want to say they kind of like they didn't sell the 500 through the entire year of 23. Maybe they did.
hmm.
And then they brought it back, which is like the new one, and you've got the EV one that's like a compliance car that everyone hates.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say in 23 they sold 12,850 cars.
12,000. Okay, that's pretty good. Because this is a mere fraction of that, my friend. So
Oh man.
the 500 was taken out of production in 2019. So it's been out
Oh
for,
wow. Okay. So yeah,
yeah.
it
So
was a while.
if you would have said 605 units, you would be accurate,
Holy shit.
dude.
That makes more sense. Yeah, because I thought they still sold the 500 for a while longer. Um,
Bro,
just in
Frank,
like base model
Frank,
only.
Frank and Chadwick from another Pointless Automotive podcast gave them a run for their money for cars we
Bro.
sold in 2023. So that is insane. But that number did go up to 1528 in 2024.
Okay. Sure. Big increase, but yeah, I'm sure that's not enough for tooling or whatever. And that's here domestically too. I don't know what they're doing overseas. Obviously,
Yeah,
they've got more
that's
brand cachet in Europe, but
that's way worse than abysmal. Those are laughable numbers, dude. I don't know
does
what to
that
say.
mean they only sold like the 500? I think they only had the 500X then, probably in 2023, which was their weird subcompact crossover.
Yeah, isn't that thing a Jeep Renegade effectively?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably the same. It's just a roundier,
Mm-hmm.
not as upright Renegade. I can see that. That
Yeah,
tracks.
I think it is actually. And they had the 500L before that, and that has to be one of the most fucking uninspiring,
Miserable.
ugly looking shit boxes.
It's like they said. It's like if they went like, "Oh, the Mini Clubman. It's kind of quirky and small and has four doors. How can we take that conceptually and just absolutely use it as toilet paper and then push it out as a product?" Like I don't. It's so bad. It doesn't look good. It's not built well. It's got
Uh,
all the shortcomings of Fiat ownership, of which there are many. Like, yeah, I just
yeah,
I
no
don't know. It's
redemption.
uninspired.
Yeah, absolutely horrible. But that's my take. I put a little Fiat article in there. So
That's good. That's good. Let's
fun.
see what else do I have here. I'm gonna scroll a little bit. I'm gonna
Mm.
scroll a little bit. Let's see. We've got that's dumb. Boy, this is great radio, isn't it, everyone? Okay, how about this? Let's pull up
Grown men are
this.
challenged by trying to read.
Exactly. Yeah, winded from thinking. Okay, so how about this? Here are the top 25 best-selling cars and trucks of 2024.
Oh, this is good.
So let's see what we've got here. We are looking at it's loading, folks. Okay, Chadwick, what do you think the number one is and what number?
Number one vehicle overall.
Car or truck?
Geez, that's a tough one, man. Because I always want to say F-150. I know that's probably up there. Um, Jeez, this is tough, man. I think the new Accord is doing well. That had to have made the 25 list.
It is on the list, I'll tell you that.
Probably Civic. Civic probably edges it out now, though.
Civic does beat the Accord. It is
Mhm.
not number one.
Corolla is above the Civic.
Corolla is just below Civic
Oh, okay.
by about 9,000 units.
Okay. So it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're pretty close to the top of the list.
They are 10 and 11 respectively.
Okay, cool. Right. Well, actually, mid-tier, that's a shocker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we got to talk about SUVs. How about CRVs and RAV4s? I'm sure
CRV is 5.
mm,
RAV4 is 3.
we're getting somewhere here. Boy, so this
RAV4 is the number one SUV.
okay, that makes sense. In pickup truck, it isn't F-150 because I'd be shocked.
Number one, Ford F Series.
F series. pickups.
So the full series, 100,
Okay.
250, 300. I assume probably
Lightning?
nothing over the 300. They're probably not doing like heavy duty, medium duty, 450, 550.
They count the Lightning in that sales figure?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be
Okay,
in there. I assume.
makes
So
sense.
so add like 7 more units.
Hmm.
What do you
Damn,
think?
what beats the RAV4? Camry isn't on there? No one sells sedans anymore.
What do you think of the Ford F Series? How many do you think they sold in 2024?
I have no reference level on this. It's probably a little bit higher than the Fiat numbers we just talked about.
Yeah. Yeah, magnitude.
Magnitudes upon magnitudes. I have fucking no idea, dude. It's got to be like 250,000 units.
250,000 units would be good enough for
One quarter.
ninth place.
Oh, okay. Wow. So
Triple
yeah,
that.
that's insane.
732,139 is what they sold of the F series.
That's pretty
last year.
impressive. Because everybody's into SUVs now. That's cool.
Number two is about 190,000 less than that is number two.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big delta.
Yeah, they still got it. They've done that for quite a while.
What do you think?
Interesting. So we have RAV4 as number 3 on the overall list. So we have two vehicles above it.
Well, yeah, one of them is the F series, the F100, the F series. So that's number 1. Number 3 is RAV4. Number 2 is.
This is tough. Is it something weird like a Hyundai? I don't think so.
No.
It's got to be.
Think Ford F series.
Yeah.
It's number 1. What might
it's going to be Chevy Silverado.
Like a rock. Oh, like a rock. Silverado, 542,517.
Goddamn pickup. Still getting it done.
Then RAV4, 475,000.
Wild.
193. The next closest Toyota behind that is number 8 in the Toyota Camry at 309.
Wow.
So the RAV4 sold as much as the new Camry, which is a good car by all accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Add that to almost added to all of Tacoma sales, but not quite that much. More like added all to Tundra sales. So if you took Tundra sales and Camry sales and add them together, Tundra, you had 159,528. You're looking at the RAV4 total. The RAV4 is a monster. They sell the shit out of that car. And think about how common that car is. And during COVID, you had dealers adding $50,000 ADMs to RAV4 hybrid primes for that common of a goddamn car.
I mean, that just goes to show what crossovers are doing. Mm-hmm. Now they show the RAV4 being 3rd on the list, right?
Number 4 is it's a crossover. Technically, it's really just like a sedan with like its shoulders shrugged. Can you guess what it is?
Is that the CHR?
Absolutely not. CHR is not on the top 25. I will tell you, it's built in America. It's built very close to your house. And our house, really. It's a Bay Area product.
Oh, Tesla?
Model Y.
Okay.
Tesla Model Y, 402,791.
Why is everybody going
for that? I don't like
how those things look. I'm not a fan.
Because you want a Model 3, but you want an SUV, so you just get one that's like
jacked
up. It's a Model 3 that is also a frightened cat, and so it's like it's all
or a cat with a hairball. Very similar position.
Very, very similar. Yes. Or I'm not going to go any further about my personal life.
It's a good time to cash out on that one, man.
So I'm just going to quick run down the list, and then we can move on to the next one. So that was Model Y, CRV number 5, Ram number 6, GMC Sierra number 7. So I have a thought here.
There you go. That's the same as the Silverado, my friend.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And so it's like, the whole Ford F series is 700 and something thousand. So the Ford F series is the best-selling truck in America, undefeated year after year. But if you add the Silverado and the Sierra, which are practically the same freaking product because they are, then it bests the Ford F series by like 120,000 sales.
That's some clever shit right there.
So yes, I wonder what would happen if GM just said, GMC, we're shuttering it. It's not worth the brand. There's no brand cachet. This is dumb. We're getting rid of it. Just go buy Chevys, and they just produce more Chevys. If then they can say like, hey, we're selling less on machining costs for like different grills and badges and marketing. By the way, now we have the greatest selling truck in America because Silverado absorbed almost 100% of that. I don't know.
That's interesting. There's a business case in there somewhere, guaranteed.
I know, and I promise you, there's somebody who gets paid way too much money and mostly just sits in an office, doesn't do anything at GM, and their whole job is to stake a case to keep GMC around. And they've probably done this homework, and they're probably right.
One can dream.
Yep. The Camry Rogue is number 9. Our first Jeep is number 12 in the Grand Cherokee, 216,000. Hyundai gets on the list at 14. Subaru, first Subaru gets on here, the Crosstrek,
Crosstrek, yeah.
number 18 with 181,000.
Okay.
Forester, Highlander, Kia Sportage, 161. Number 25, the Nissan Sentra, 152,000.
No shit, Sentra, huh?
Sentra still in the mix.
Fleet sales, 100% rental fleets.
What's funny is Rogue is on there, Sentra's on there. So Nissan, as much as we give them shit, they're selling cars. You know what's not on there is Ultima. We think like, oh, Ultima, that's the one that they sell. Nope, apparently not.
Yeah.
They're all just rented, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no one likes how the new ones have the bumper still attached. They're not hanging off.
Right, exactly. They're not like just reeking of I don't know, whatever this crack smoke smells like.
Dude, it's still my dream to source one of the, I think it was the second gen with the 3.5 and a 6-speed manual. I still want to source one. I want to take one of the bumper, edges off so it's hanging and flapping, and I want a locally heated sticker on it. But I want to fully do like suspension and a tune up and get it all running great and rally it as a joke. Because that engine's pretty potent and the manual's pretty good with that. They're just
that would be rad.
Hard to find.
Yeah, you can't find them, and if you do, they're completely shreked.
They're already as described. It's already fucked up.
Yeah.
So let's keep Nissan going, buddy. So I found a very interesting advertisement here. Now we've talked about the Nissan Z quite a bit. And everywhere you look, it's like low hanging fruit for auto journalists or anyone talking about cars to say, man, the Nissan Z is a complete failure. That's all we hear. It's like beaten into you. I think the car is fucking beautiful. And I bet from what I've heard, it's actually a good driving car. There's another cool car. So it's not like, it's kind of an old nameplate that came back. I mean, there's always been a Z, but this is way more heritage than like the 370 and 350Z really brought to the table. And I think that's cool. But another sports car came back kind of recently, the Toyota Supra. So they're very different, but they're both kind of like competing in the same space for like sports cars at the price range, very similar price points too. How bad do you think the Toyota Supra spanks Nissan Z's in like sales?
In sales?
Yeah, because we talk about how we don't use the Z's. Do you think it's like what ratio do you think it is? Is it like a 2-to-1, 5-to-1?
Golly, I think it's tough because in my head, I feel like it's like 5-to-1.
You never see the Z's. I agree.
You never see the Z's, but the Supra it's been out a lot longer. And so I see more Supras, but I should because it's been selling longer.
That's true.
And also, so I feel like it's probably, I'm going to say 2-to-1 because I think you could buy a used Supra. You cannot buy a used new Z. There's like one. So by nature of that, the secondhand market at play, I'm going to say it feels like it's 5-to-1, but I bet you the Supra is probably outselling the new Z only 2-to-1.
I mean, that's still doubling up, right? So that's significant, right? But this article reads, again from Autoblog, in a rare feat, Nissan Z outsold the Toyota Supra in 2024.
Oh, for the whole year?
Yeah, how shocking.
Okay, I thought you were going to say like in December.
No, the entire year of 2024. So I actually have the numbers here. Nissan sold 3,164 Zs.
So few.
Supras, 2,615. So 500 units more.
I wonder.
Which would be about 20%.
The Supra launched in 18?
I believe so for the model year 2018, yeah. It's 18 or 19.
18 production. I'm curious how many they sold in its first year. Okay, it's a 19. That's why I don't have the number.
19, yep.
That's why it's harder to find. You see? Okay. So 2019 they sold 2,884. So they sold more Z's than when the Z launched than the Supra.
2024 was the second year of the Z, though. So in 2023, Nissan sold 1,771 Zs.
Very, very few.
2024 marked a 79% improvement year.
Woo, let's go.
How about that shit? Dude, tell me that didn't surprise you.
The way that feels, though, is that I feel like that was Nissan couldn't produce that many that first year. That's how that feels.
It did not it wasn't a super well received car when it rolled out. And I've seen, I think it's like,
I think
from
it was
memory,
well received. I remember when they first kind of, I
not
mean, we talked about it like when it launched. I remember we had an episode like talking about the new Z and whatnot and some of the early reports. But I remember like dealers were putting stupid ADMs on top of
well,
them.
same with the Supra, dude. The early Supras were stupid when they came out. But the thing is, though, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking about once the reviews, were able to like test the car. It did not do that great. There was some like a whole bunch of performance issues. People thought it would be a more finer cut sports car, and it ended up being more of a kind of GT sports
Yeah.
car, which is kind of like a Z thing, to tell you the truth. But dude, I just think that's shocking. I think that's a pretty shocking revelation. And I love the
Yeah. It
Z,
looks,
man. I would fuck around and find out with a new Z
well,
car.
my understanding is there's some out there like under sticker. Like you can go out and
Hmm.
get one for like 5 or 6K under MSRP, which then makes it really intriguing, right? Because even like, I don't know, like I'm not goes and buys a new car guy. But if
No.
I can get like a Z performance blue with that like blue and black two-tone interior,
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
um, in a 6 speed for under sticker, right?
Yeah. And it's still a lot of car, right? 400 plus
Yeah.
horsepower, depending on what model you get. I do think the facelift is pretty nice. They did a little like
Mm-hmm.
mild facelift. It's a cool looking car, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm in support.
That was
I'm
pretty
support. I
shocking.
support of you going and buying one.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I
how
think you should do
shocking
that.
was that though? Take that, BMW.
Take that to the bank. Well, I'm here for it. You know what else is going on?
It's a good one.
Do you ever? I know we frequently talk about. We've done multiple episodes on the, you know, car and driver 10 best lists, right? Where it's, oh, this particular year, 2001, here's the car and driver 10 best. And of course, the 3 Series on it. And of course, the Honda Accord is on it. And then maybe the Camry, and then a bunch of also rants.
Yes.
That's kind of how it goes. One thing we never talk about, which is interesting, is the Road and Track Performance Car of the Year,
Oh.
which I think it'd be fun to go back and look at some of the old Road and Track Performance Car of the Year tests and see what they tested and what ultimately won. I
Oh
think
yeah.
there's some future episodes there because that's kind of fun to like go back to like 96 or something. I think that would be rad. They have announced what the contenders are for this year's 2025 Performance Car of the Year. Why do they call it 2025 when we just started 2025? It should be like 2024 Performance Car of the Year, but I get it.
Yeah.
A 25 model year, right? Whatever. So the 2025 Picotti, as they call it, Performance Car of the Year. Number one, 2025 Aston Martin Vantage.
Oh, okay.
Big old honking turbocharged 4-liter, which I'm pretty sure still comes from Benz. 650 horsepower. Very pretty, very good at depreciating aggressively. They also have the 25 Bentley Continental GT Speed, which is like a $400,000 fuck boy. I think it has the same motor, just with like hybrid bits.
Yeah.
You've got the 2025 Z4 M40i, which I think is a convoluted way of saying turbocharged 6-cylinder that you get in the Supra.
Yeah. Fast Z4. Yeah. Translate.
Yes. Z4 goes fast.
Got it.
The 2024, I guess they didn't get their hands on a 25 Lamborghini Revuelto,
Oh yeah.
which is just fucking madness. I think it stickers at like 700 and something $1,000.
Oof.
1,000 horsepower between a V12 and a hybrid powertrain. Fucking bonkers. 2024 Gran Turismo Maserati Trofeo. So you get a fancy Maserati that still looks like all the old fancy Maseratis. It's got the turbocharged V6. It's a Brazilian dollars. And then the People's Champion, 2024 Mazda MX-5 Club Edition.
Oh,
So
now.
so all of those like $700,000 and then you've got a sub $40,000 Miata. Mwah, chef's kiss.
The only pure sports car on the list.
So far, but wait, there's more. 2024 McLaren Artura Spider.
Okay.
So yeah, another hybrid, ridiculous ass, supercar, not hypercar. I'm going supercar. $400,000, 600 and whatever billion horsepower. You also have the McLaren 750S, which is stupid fast. I will say they are saying it's the performance car of the year, not the sports car of the year. If this was the sports car of the year list, there would be a conversation to be had about this. Is complete bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Performance car of the year. Although even still, Lamborghini Revuelto, like whatever. I don't know. Yeah. All of this is above our punching, our wallet punching, and just our flavor punching. But I think I would love to see this, and then we should go and see if I can find the list for like 94. And I bet you the dollars a little bit different. You can buy stuff in the 90s that were fun versus now it's much more difficult.
100%. Like we always talk about, we're more about stealth wealth with our fleets. I know personally I'm a stealth wealth guy. I'm just working
audibly poor.
Yeah, just the stealth side. I'm working just low key pieces of shit. Is how I roll, my man.
But wait, there's more.
Oh God, what do you
Number 9, 2024 Mercedes AMG GT63. Another of that same goddamn twin turbocharged 4-liter V8 that's in like half of this lineup.
Everything,
starts at 209,000. Then guess what? 2024 Porsche 918 Spider RS. So it's the very, very, very spicy.
That's extremely spicy.
Yes. Did I say 918? I meant 718.
Yeah,
Spider.
I knew what you were throwing down.
Yeah. I mean, it starts at it stickers at 210,000. So we're like, oh, cool, a Boxster. I mean, sort of. And that's the entire list. So I think I'm gonna flip through. I think so. The Miata is obviously under 100,000. I think the only other one is the Z3, which clocks in at 77,000.
Oh, the Z4, yeah.
The Z4. That fucking Spider RS, the Spider RS and the AMG GT are the next closest, cheapest cars, and they're both over 200 grand.
Dude, if the majority of the list gets that engine, let's put that engine in the Miata and then have some performance tests, because it will fucking obliterate everything.
By the way, how did the fucking Blackwing not get on there? Blackwing's not in the competition. Any Corvette is not in this competition.
Weird.
I don't know how they picked this. I don't know if it's just like, well, this was what was fucking available.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the Corvette, maybe not the ZR1 at this point, but the Z06 would probably spank the majority of that list around a track.
I mean, a lot of it would be competitive. It'd probably be mid-pack.
For price point though?
Oh, I mean, per dollar, that's what the Corvette does. Like it would be.
It eats ass with a giant spoon. You know what I'm saying?
A ladle, a rectal ladle, if you will. GR Corolla probably should have been on there. Some sort of a Mustang probably should have been on here.
GR86,
I don't know. Instead of multiple McLarens and hybrid supercars, like I don't want to say, again, I don't know their creation criteria, so I'm not going to sit here and like shit in their punch bowl, because they do this professionally and we do this profoundly unprofessionally.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. Interesting list. And I didn't read it pre-hand. Just now is when I actually clicked the article. So I don't know. I'm now it's my turn to guffaw.
True.
And yeah, because there needs to be no 911 on the list even. So
that's shocking. Yeah. Wow, that is actually super shocking. Interesting list. Maybe they didn't have a 911 available.
Could be. Anything else you want to talk about in the news?
I think I need to mention Nissan one more time. And this one's quick. This could be fun, dude. Nissan might be gearing up again. My source, I'm sorry, Autoblog for this one. Autoblog's killing it. These are all very recent articles. Nissan might be gearing up for a new Xterra.
God damn it!
Yeah, Fuck,
Yes.
that's all I'm going to say to this one.
Yeah. Should that happen? Yes. Should that have happened in
2020?
2017? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think they went away in 2015, if I remember. 2015,
Right.
2016, I don't know,
Mhm.
somewhere right around there. So apparently there's been a new patent filing, and with Honda involved with Nissan now, this could be cool, dude. And keep it off-roady. We both like the Xterra a lot. I love that truck. There's something about those things in yellow. You can get a supercharged one, you can get a manual one.
Yeah.
It's just fucking coolness, and it looks cool. It's interesting looking, but it's also like purpose built. It's a pretty competent off-road vehicle. So the idea of that coming back, it kind of excites me a little bit if that happened.
It definitely gets body parts tingling, and that would be very cool. I would love to see
Anal, it gets
not
the
my
anal
body
ladle stirring,
the
doesn't it?
leakage. Yeah, it rings my bell. It rings my bell. And but no, like that I love that first gen Xterra. And the second Xterra is great too. They just produced it for way too long.
Yeah.
And it
Like
kind of rotted on the vine, which is
like a 370Z.
Yeah, like anything that Nissan launched in
GTR.
2000, the early 2000s, and they continue to produce forever. But like I had an opportunity this past weekend to drive around in an 86 Toyota, pretty basic 4x4 extended cab, 5-speed 22R carbed. Very cool truck. It really, really, really made me miss. And I like drove it on a beach and I had it out for a photo shoot. And it really made me miss my first gen 4Runner.
Yeah.
And I
very
think
similar.
I do think that first gen Xterra had more of that earlier truck feel to it than that third gen 4Runner did.
Yeah, first gen Pathfinder's right in that mix too, though.
Sure, yeah. And that's the thing. I was in that truck. I was like, God, I'd love to get another first gen 4Runner, but to get a clean stock one is going to cost me just an unrealistic amount of money, and they're much harder to find at this point versus just a clean stock like two-door Pathfinder.
Yeah, first gen Pathfinder. I'd go second gen even. I think they're cool too.
Second gens are cool.
You can get them with a manual pretty easy, and the price is very agreeable.
Yeah, I think I'd go first. I think I'd go first gen Pathfinder.
I would
too. Yeah, do that.
Saying, like you can get a second gen for next to nothing.
Yeah, and what sucks is the current gen Pathfinder is apparently a pretty decent people mover, but it's staunchly a people mover. Like it can't find a path if it needed to. So it's
crossover.
Yeah, it's a crossover. So that would be rad. I would be really happy if they brought the Xterra back in any guise, but I would love it. I would love to see it be what the current new Land Cruiser is trying to be, which is like kind of butch and off-roady and boxy, but at a much lower price point. Eliminate some of like the hybridization and some of that stuff.
Here's the thing, man. So the new 4Runner has yet to be announced. I'm sure it's coming. It's all based on the same platform.
It's kind of announced. Like there's reviews on it and stuff. You can't buy it yet, but there's like reviews on it. And
the new 4Runner?
Yeah, the 2025.
Yeah, I think they did. They ended the embargo. You can there's full reviews with.
There's videos out there. Okay. I think Doug has done one. I think Savage Geese do one. I don't know. There's stuff out there.
Okay, so I've definitely seen the Land Cruiser ones, but I haven't seen Rav4 stuff yet. But anyway, the Rav4, the GX, the Land Cruiser, 4Runner. Sorry, they're all they're all effectively the same platform, which is interesting. Yeah. But I mean, Honda wanting to get into that kind of off-road field. What a better platform.
Merger, baby.
Bring it back. Xterra is going to go up against the 4Runner. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I think that what's interesting is like Toyota with the new 4Runner and the Land Cruiser being roughly the same size, the same off-road ruggedness, just styled differently and priced slightly differently. Like I think the 4Runner is going to be like 5% cheaper or something.
Yeah.
Like that seems kind of silly. Nissan and Honda can kind of do some of that, but actually have it differentiated better, right? You have the Honda, you make it be the Honda Pilot, right? So you have the Passport, or call it the Passport. You have the Pilot, as a Honda, which
The
is the people
Passport's
mover.
still
You have the
around.
Passport. I know, but all it is like the Pilot
There's
with
an off, dude. They
that's
did an
shortened a
off-road
little,
one that's fucking sweet looking. I
like the
shit you not.
HPD or the HPT or whatever they call it.
HPV. Yeah.
It's definitely it's the
No,
Honda
but
papillomavirus.
that one's legit. They made a legit off-road, but the fucking Pilot is that's not body on frame. That's
No,
not
it's
truck.
not. It's not. But
It's
I
not
think they
truck,
do.
man.
I think they do the Pilot,
Mm.
and then you do a Passport, which is a platform share Xterra,
Hmm.
and you have it more maybe a little less rugged, but still rugged-ish, right? Kind of like a lower luxury Lexus GX, right? Like it's softer and it's more Honda-y, right?
Mm.
And then you have the more rugged, more hard plasticky interior, more, lockers and hill descent and shit like that of the same platform, which would be the Xterra.
Yeah, the Xterra was interesting. It was always that kind of like that off-road look. The way to put it is, you
Mhm.
remember the Via Cross from Isuzu? It's
Do
it,
I?
it's like a
You haven't seen
less
my Via Cross back piece.
it's a less fentanyl addicted Via Cross is how I picture the Xterra back in the day, because it has the same kind of a lot of plastic molding, a lot of like very round, bulgy fenders, that kind of stuff. But it looks
First
right.
aid kit. It's
They
got a first
nailed
aid
it.
kit, baby. You can see it
Yeah,
sticking out. It's right
it
there in the
looks
back.
it looks so damn cool. But I think
Agreed.
you keep that look though. I think you try to bring back that kind of boxy,
For sure.
over flared look and just fucking run with it, guys.
Yeah.
Bring Xterra back.
Yeah.
X gonna give it to you, man.
Yeah, it would get eaten up. Like I think the
Yeah.
market would eat it up. Um, and I'm here for it. Maybe even with a ladle, they would eat it. I don't know.
I didn't intentionally mean to do this, but that was a lot of fucking good Nissan pop culture stuff popping out.
Nissan chat. I know, and we were talking about last episode that
Yeah.
some Nissan merger and acquisition chatter.
Keep it
We're
Nissan,
your
baby.
Nissan leader here at the another pointless automotive podcast. I think we're kind of up against it. I don't know if I've got any other articles. This format, I suppose, worked. I guess we'll see. Give us your takes on if this is a god awful idea as a filler episode here in the middle of our lives falling down around us. Or not. I don't know. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but I think we did it either way.
I am ready. I'm going to get an ad ready. If you want to introduce the kind listeners to one of our favorite segments of the show.
Ooh, okay. I will, and it also it is yet to be sponsored by what are some of the sponsors we've been courting?
Rock Auto,
UJIS,
UJIS.
Nexon Tires. God, I don't know who makes the shake weight. I don't know, big shake weight. We're here for it.
We want that big shake weight money.
Exactly.
Holler at us.
That's got to be the name of like a 365-pound or like 5'2" male entertainment dancer, just big shake weight, right?
Also appears on UJIS, so there's a little crossover there.
Yeah, well, you got to get paid, right? Like you for your live performances and for your digital content. And we're here to support you. Big shake weight. Speaking of big shake weight, I don't know how that segues, but here's the game we are going to play that will be soon to be sponsored by Shake Weight.
Of course.
Our print at quiz game. Chadwick here in today's episode is going to procure himself a print advertisement from a magazine or periodical from the 80s, 90s up until the mid 2000s. He will read the type copy from that whilst omitting out any overly identifying information, such as the make, the model, the year, perhaps certain other details that would absolutely give it away. I then have within 3 guesses and 10 minutes to try and figure out the make, model, and approximate year of said vehicle. Please feel free to play along. I'm ready. Hopefully you, good listener, are ready. And
was that a burp or a stroke?
It was that was me trying to actually get my brain to function.
Oh shit.
I was, yeah. It's okay.
You were consuming oxygen.
Do you smell toast? I don't know. Anyways,
like an electrical fire.
Anywho, yes, let's play.
Let's go, man.
What do you
Okay,
got?
so this one's fucking shocking. Speaking of pop culture, this one is absolutely shocking, and it's kind of crazy how much of a coincidence it is with modern news stories going on right now. But anyway, here's
Oh,
the ad, my friend. We've got a vehicle,
invading
three-quarter
Canada.
driver's side angle, going down a dirt road at speed. There's fire all around the vehicle.
Oh boy.
It's
Okay.
clearly going through a wildfire area.
Firebird.
So here we go. And he gets it. So here we go. Little seismograph chart at the top. It goes the year of the earthquake, the
Oh no.
fire, the mudslide, and the blank.
Jesus. The
So
2025
cool.
something, because that's what's happening. Yeah.
It wasn't an easy year to be in Los Angeles, but it
God
was a
damn.
good one. I'm telling you, dude, this
So
is
fucking topical.
uncanny.
This is
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. But it was a good one to be inside a blank, four-door blank. As the rangers of the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy found out, when firestorms swept the canyons, the
What the fuck?
rangers fought the blaze, darting over the smoldering slopes from one outbreak to another in their four-wheel drive blanks. Within hours of the earthquake, Ranger Ken Hughes was driving otherwise impassable roads, clearing rubble in his blank. As rains turned the hillsides to muck, science term, the side, uh, this what it is? I can't read this shit. It's seismograph pegged as
Oh.
earthquakes impacted the area as well, but left the vehicle unfazed and unstuck. They're rugged and dependable, with the power to get over, around, or through almost anything, says Hughes. I don't know where we'd be without them. In fact, he was impressed enough to buy one for his family.
Oh.
After a year like this, we could use some time off. Off road, that is. Nice slammer.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. We mentioned earthquake, fire, mudslide. Frank,
Wow.
sorry about the lack of tech specs. This ad's so cool.
You had to read it because currently, if you're listening to this in the future, dear listener, um, currently Malibu and Pacific Palisades have been wiped off the map and are still burning with 0% containment here
Yeah.
in early January 2025. So this is a spooky, spooky, spooky edition
So if
of
you
the
know
Brit
your
quiz.
your geological like disaster timelines, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to give you the year of this vehicle, Frank. There was a massive earthquake, fires, and mudslides all at the same time in this year, and it's the year of the vehicle we're talking about. I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. Good luck, my friend.
Boy, no mention of Rodney King getting his ass beat and then riots breaking out because the LAPD is not a good organization. Or talking about like uh, Korean snipers on rooftops defending their businesses from
This
looters.
is an obscure ad. I mean, it's really hard to read. I'll try to share a picture with you.
Um, okay, so no tech specs, four-wheel drive, four doors. It mentioned.
Mhm.
That's kind of all I've got to go on. If it's being driven by rangers
Mhm.
and fire fighting humans here in Los Angeles, I'm assuming this is probably a domestic manufacturer. Um,
Plenty
it
of
doesn't.
seismograph mentions and activity.
Yes, exactly. It's pegged. Speaking of
Well,
pegging, um,
hey now.
okay, so yeah, I've just I don't know. For some reason, I just mentioned like you turn the page and the ad continues, and there's just like a graphic pegging scene. Hence the mudslide. So okay, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna shoot my shot. I
Mm,
feel like this is. I'm trying to remember when the big LA earthquake was. I want to say that was 94, but it might have been 96. Oh
mhm.
God. I'm gonna say 19. I'm gonna say this is a 94.
Okay.
And I feel like this is more SUV than it is truck.
Mm.
Um, because he bought one for his family, which he certainly could have done with a truck. But still, in the '90s, trucks were largely like pickup trucks were largely utilitarian. They weren't what they were today, which is like Oh, I'm having a single newborn the size of a cantaloupe. I now need an 8-seater mega cab, long bed. So okay, I'm gonna say there's a 1994 Chevrolet Tahoe,
Oh,
not a Suburban. I'm gonna say this is a Tahoe. I guess K 1500 if we're being pedantic. Final answer, Bob.
that is a great, great guess, but didn't reach as high on the seismograph as this guy
Oh
does.
boy. Okay.
Um, my hint,
Mhm.
I could read the engine specs to you.
Oh, what? Yes, there's engine specs.
There
You
is
had this
not.
extra pair of gloves this whole
I,
time.
I can consult the Google machine.
Okay.
This vehicle, and this is going to blow your Tahoe guess right out of the water.
Okay.
This is powered by a 1.6 liter four-cylinder producing, wait for it, 95 horsepower.
1.6.
Mm. That
95.
takes you in a drastically different direction, doesn't it?
Yes. Okay. So 1.6, 95 horsepower. So clearly the Ranger here. Did he say he was on duty when when he was doing all this shit?
Yeah, this was their
In a
vehicle.
in a four
The ad
door.
has the
The rain like
the
the
Rangers Santa
Ranger
Monica
livery.
Mountain Rangers decals and livery on it. So it's the real deal, baby.
Golly. What color is it in the ad?
White.
It's white. Um okay, so 1.6. I don't think this is the Civic Wagenovan because I think that's a 1.5. I don't think this is the Corolla All Track wagon. That was a 1.6. That would have been a Ford a FE, not GE. And
No.
I think that made 105 horsepower, not 95. And
Mm.
I don't know a world where they would have that assigned to the Santa Monica Beach Patrol or whatever. I mean, maybe.
Rangers, baby.
And honestly, that's an all-wheel drive platform. That's not a four-wheel drive.
Hmm.
Um, this could be a Geo. When was the first four-door Geo tractor? Or I should say Suzuki Sidekick. There's so much crossover there. I kind of don't always remember exactly when the Sidekick and Tracker were like. God, but I would make me feel like it's a domestic manufacturer. So that would be Geo. From Ford, nothing in a four door. I mean, you've got Explorer,
Hmm.
nothing with a four-cylinder in a four door because you could do like Ranger or Bronco 2, but those are all the 2.3 Lima. Um, I'm going to say this is a. I'm going to keep the year. I'm going to say 1994
Mm.
Geo Tracker. Final answer, Bob.
It is not the Geo Tracker, but I'm going to give it to you because it's a stablemate, an exact clone,
The Sidekick.
the Suzuki
It is
Sidekick, and
okay.
they
It is a
existed at the
Suzuki
same
Sidekick.
time, my friend.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's just say it. It wasn't an easy year to be in Los Angeles, but it was a good one to be inside a Suzuki four-door Sidekick. Um,
God, what a potentially shitty ad. Like if you lost your fucking house and now like Suzuki is monetizing it by like making an ad. Um, I'm not Mr. like clutch my pearls, but and
can
I don't
you
know,
can you give me
cancel Suzuki.
the ability to share?
Yeah.
Okay,
Share away.
I want to see if I can share my screen.
Ooh, we're at the cutting edge of
Um,
technology here.
entire screen.
Just another reason for you to check us out on the YouTubes.
I'm trying to see if I can just
Oh,
share. No, I don't want
just set it as your background. That's hilarious.
that. Did you see it?
No, it was a gray screen.
How can I do that? Let's see if I can do that. Um, this is weird trying to share in
Yeah.
here.
Fabulous radio.
Yeah, this
But
is.
those are cool. You keep tinkering, and I'll just talk about the
I,
sidekick.
I just want to show you what I'm looking at.
Those are cool.
Yeah, it's
They're
a cool
they're
one.
not big, but then you think about like 95 horsepower pushing one of those around.
You know what? I'll set it as my background. How about that?
Yeah,
I think I can do that live.
yeah, we'll see. All of a sudden, it just goes to like meat spin. Um,
Again.
yeah,
Okay, I
no,
can't share it. Anyway,
yeah.
it's a picture of the vehicle in white, four door going through a wildfire. There was obviously earthquakes, mudslides. The year so close, my friend. 1995 was the year.
Okay, so
Was the big earthquake.
95. So we are exactly 30 years later,
God,
and
doesn't even
we're
that math
already
sucks.
starting the downfall of Los Angeles.
How fucking applicable was that advertisement?
That was like spooky.
So cool.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
I mean, just contextually, not for
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm
Isn't
not like
this fucking sick?
it's like the Biden speech today where he was talking about like becoming a grandfather at the same time. He was like, it's so sad how they lost their homes. But today,
Anyways,
I gained a granddaughter, and everybody's
I
like,
gained a grant. Here's some Werther's originals. Is my brain melting out of my ear?
very similar.
Um,
But just eerily reminiscent of that. But super cool vehicle. I think I talk about sidekicks and trackers way too damn much.
I would love one.
I know I need to.
I'm
Not a
telling
four
you,
door.
I need to.
Not a four door.
I really do think I need to find like a nice, well maintained, high mileage, slightly dinged up around the edges, but nice, like 80s to mid 90s off roader. Like I miss that. I miss having the utilitarianism. You shut the door and there's no crossbar in it because you didn't have to have one. So it goes dong and it's hollow, and you
I
can just like
miss
throw a bag of sand into the interior and it doesn't matter.
fuck it. You know what though is like you're saying that, but I miss the shit out of my Trooper, and I think my Trooper was exactly
Yeah,
one of those kind of trucks.
yeah.
And go like you say, go find another one. But yeah, these something about those sidekicks, those two door, take the top off the back. It's just so good, dude.
Yeah.
Four wheel drive, I'll take it. 5 speed manual. Cool,
Yep.
crazy interiors, cool graphic splashes on the outside. Fantastic trucks too, body on frame.
Yeah, body on frame. You can get them in two-door convertible guys. Not just the four doors like this ad was.
Yeah, two door for
Um,
life.
yeah, yeah. Very, very cool. But yeah, between that, a Pathfinder, yeah, your trooper.
Mm.
Um,
That fucking
uh,
Trooper was so gore. I can't help but go back and look at like the review I shot of it, the photos you took of it. That was a good looking truck.
yeah, yeah. Need to they're just so I don't know. And that's the thing that's like, when people are talking about older sports car stuff and stuff that's fun to drive, and it's like, oh, the driver's era, like, we got to the past the mid 2000s and things got too electronic and nannies and the death of the manual and fun stuff and blah, 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 blah. And that, yeah, that's true. And I agree. But the affordable utilitarian basic go anywhere machine has long ago died. I mean, the closest thing we've had for a long time has been the Wrangler, which has been kind of a pile of garbage since the introduction of the YJ in the 80s.
Right.
And maybe a base ass Bronco,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Because even stuff like a Forerunner is $1 billion. And yeah,
Yeah.
they're utilitarian ish.
Very different experience.
Yeah.
That it was always an event. It was always an occasion to take the Trooper out for anything more than just a jaunt to the fishing hole. But man, I took that to that DWA Morning Motors one time over
Yeah. Yeah.
17. Good Lord, that was scary. Good Lord.
Yes. Yeah,
Unsafe at any speed, let me tell you.
for sure.
Great truck, though. I love that thing. And the thing was bulletproof as all hell. Yeah,
That's it.
I feel you. I feel you, man. I'm kind of missing that too.
Let's go find ourselves a Daihatsu Rocky and just get after it.
Oh, they're so cool. Daihatsu Rockies are cool, but I really want to do the Suzuki Sidekick. I think that's the one it just calls to me, man.
You get a sidekick, I'll get a first gen Pathfinder, and we'll just go. We'll throw the kids in. We'll go on a camping adventure up in the mountains somewhere, like just some BLM land, to go outlaw camping for a night and see if we could pull fish out of a body of water.
Yeah.
Um,
And we'll
uh,
get back just fine and it'll be a blast.
yep, yep. And if something breaks, then you can fix it with like baling wire and some twigs you find, and you'll get home and it'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
Good times, sir. I don't know about you, but I've got nothing done. On the I've had so much, and this is just rolling directly into abusing PCP,
Mm.
Project Car Progress, of which I've made none because I've just been busy taking pictures of cars. That's all I've been doing.
That's,
My
that
cup
is,
overfloweth, which is
that,
fun.
that is
What I
cool.
do,
That's
as
fun.
yeah, as I said, I shot that '86 Forerunner.
Nice.
I did a handful of photos on a 4,800 mile 1990 Miata, which is insane.
How
Base,
does that
base, base.
not get
Oh,
driven? It's so weird.
I don't know.
Mm.
Like deeply special
Yeah.
car to just move around a parking lot and take pictures of.
You need to own a
Um,
Miata, dude. They're
I
fucking awesome.
know, I know, I know. The older I get, the more uh,
It makes
we have
sense.
these conversations, the more that I realize like I need a base ass cheap Miata, I need a
Cheap
base ass off roader, I need a
maintenance,
base ass everything. Yeah.
everything. Dude, how I describe when someone's like, how do you, I've owned four. Someone's like, how do you describe your Miata? I'm like, well, it sits in the fucking garage. It looks pretty. I take it out. I beat the living shit out of it. That's the only way I drive it. And I
Yep.
put it back in the fucking garage. And guess what? I can do this for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good every time. It's good. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I need all this really basic fun. Um, yeah. I like my cars like I like my men, basic bitches and fun. And so yes, it will
Good to
be,
know.
yeah. And women, I suppose. Whatever. Um, so yeah. So I got to shoot that. I got to shoot that 86 Toyota truck I was talking about. I got to do a little bit of pictures of another base car, a base Cayman,
Mm,
oh wait, base Cayman, macadamia nut brown over black, very cool.
very cool car.
A Quattroporte 5.
Mm,
Um, there's a handful of cars that were on the Cars and Bids YouTube channel, or I should say the Doug YouTube channel that they're selling on the site. So I did the photo work on them. That, a Cayenne Turbo,
mm.
E39 M5. I just what did I just shoot? Oh, I shot an S2000
Okay.
yesterday night. I've got an O2 Beetle turbo manual that I'm shooting
Nice.
maybe tomorrow, but then I also have a 2019 Camaro to shoot tomorrow, and like a 2017 Jeep to take pictures of, and then I'm shooting a Z4, like an O5 Z4. I've These are good problems to have. Like, this is fun stuff
Good
and I enjoy
problems.
doing it, but I have had no time to actually turn wrenches, which is sad because I need to get the Crossfire behind me,
Mm,
the replacement valve cover, which is in a box off camera over here.
nice.
Yeah. How about you? Have you done anything?
I need to get into cars too. Well, I've started I talked about the shed conversion into the
Mm-hmm.
podcast studio slash editing room. Officially tomorrow morning, electricians are hooking it up. For once in my life, I'm doing something to code. So we're
Oh
gonna have
wow.
electrical going in there, and then I'm gonna finish it off pretty cool. I'm gonna do all that work myself. But that's in the works. I had to empty it tonight. I got another shed that's going to be a storage shed now. So it's a
Noise.
whole it's there's a lot of shed going on here.
Holy shed.
But the car stuff, I need to get that set up first. I can start editing some vids and doing all that kind of good stuff. I haven't touched a car in like 4 months. Uh, but the Blazer's next up on the list. The issue with the Blazer drives
Mm-hmm.
fine, all that kind of good stuff. I need to do the beautification stuff. But every time I put it into second gear, check engine light comes on
Whoa.
after I just had the transmission stuff done. So I need to figure out what's going
That's
on
weird.
there. So I either I probably get a jump, the OBD1 jumping
Mm-hmm.
and find out what the code is. And if it's transmission code, probably take it up with the folks that did the work on it because I don't want to start digging into that bullshit.
No, warranty, baby.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But that's kind of a bummer because it drives well. I thought that 4.3 used to have more guts than it does, but it
Not
doesn't.
really.
It does not have that much in the guts department. But
Hmm.
that'll be the first thing I need to get that car taken care of. And then there's all that. But yeah, all the house stuff still insane, dude. Just projects. Stupid projects. I removed a bathtub from the house all by myself the other
Oh,
day.
sure.
It
That
weighed a lot.
sounds that
Walked,
sounds
walked
that
around
sounds
with a big.
easy and good for your back.
Yeah, my back is fucking. I'm only 44, but my back is 78.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's back.
Baby had back.
I did. Yeah, it's there. It's just a little more crooked than it used to be. But
Exactly.
yeah, doing how it goes. That kind of shit.
Sometimes
But
you get
anyway,
your back blown out, let's be real.
hey now.
Yeah.
So yeah, turning the podcast studio, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to start working on that. It's gonna be pretty hard work, but I hope it comes out pretty good. So I'll kind of document. I was gonna do a video series, but right now I'm like, I need a fucking place to edit video. So
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta
put
like
some
put the cart
pictures.
put the
But
cart ahead of the horse.
yes, sir. But that's all we got, man. Let's shut this
Let's
fuck.
do it. Yeah. How do we want to shut it down? Do you want to? I don't know. I know you've been not doing a lot of video stuff, so you don't have a whole lot to tell the people where to find you. But
Yeah, I
if
know
they
my
if they want
preference.
to, what do they do? How do they do that?
Yeah, Auto Obsessive Garage, guys. Go back there, visit my vintage stuff at this point. It's
Ooh,
aging wonderfully.
yeah, fine
Any
wine.
rescues, reviews, restorations, all that's kind of put in there. You can follow the lifespan of a video. I picked off the side of the road, a car, or something that's been rotten in someone's backyard, and I bring it back to life because it's God's duty for me on this earth because these cars are getting hard to find, man. And I like it weird. Little
You
ditty
do
freak
like it
off
weird. I've
stuff.
always said that. Yeah, freak
Always,
offs.
always.
No.
No, I lead with that. That's a fun fact about myself.
Yeah. You
Works
know
great
what?
at business meetings.
Yeah.
Tell us one fun fact about yourself. Oh, I'm a
I've been to 11 Diddy freak offs.
uh, you think that was a lot of baby oil?
Yeah.
But no, seriously, check it out. I got some cool stuff on there. I will be adding more content. I haven't abandoned it. So that's me. Frank, where can the good people find your world-class photography?
Oh boy. I'm at the photographer's garage,
Mm.
primarily on Instagram, although that's the thing. It's like I've been so busy. I haven't even posted to that in probably several weeks. And it's not because I don't have things to post. I just don't have the damn time.
Mm.
I'm too busy making time for y'all's
Aw.
here. And so that's where you should actually find both of us is right here on another Pointless Automotive podcast. Follow our abandoned Instagram page. Find us wherever you prefer to find your podcasts. And usually we post these on time. Ignore last week. But yeah, that's what we do. Do the whole rating thing. That's fun.
Hell yeah.
Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Scribble it next to glory holes that you find in various public restrooms. You know, just like right around it, like for a good time, check out and then APA podcast and have it be
Real.
upside down. So
Frank,
that
it is a real popular place to put your hand around a glory hole. Nothing ever questionable has happened in that
well,
vicinity.
here's the pro tip: you write it really small and ignore the double entendre on pro tip. But just
Yeah,
if
no,
you
we
just
got
write
that.
really small around the glory hole, well, then people have to go up really close to it to read it. Like, huh?
I
And
thought,
then,
I thought you were going to say write really small because it makes the penis look extra large.
well, that too. Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, there's multiple benefits to the small font around the glory hole. And on that bombshell,
Boom.
ladies and gentlemen, yeah, thanks for giving it a listen. And I'm sorry. We'll do better.
We won't. Love you guys.
Goodbye.
Take care as always. Peace.